www.vmware.easytravel.com. Finally, our high network loss rate that affected www.easytravel.com. Would you like to know more about the first, second, or third one?
Number 2, please.
Which would you like to hear more about?
The second, please.
Which would you like to hear more about?
Okay. Number 2, please.
Which would you like to hear more about?
No problem. But you get the idea. Is basically you're asking a human question, and basically you're getting human-like answers. Obviously, these things are being fine-tuned to be able to listen. Australian accent, various different accents. At the moment, this is actually not even sold in Australia. This is only America only. This is Alexia, which provides a voice ops interaction, and you can add different capabilities to it. And we've added our artificial intelligence agent. We call it Davis. Basically, actually, interestingly, I was at the Gartner conference, and they said most of these virtual digital assistants are female. We're getting a bit of gender bias in the digital world. So we've actually gone with some gender neutrality. Actually, we've gone with a male Davis, even though the voice is female, because Alexa is actually responding with her voice. Anyway, that's a bit of a trivia for you. So our vision basically is.
Ask Davis.
This is actually, you could be driving in a car.
Hi, welcome to
And you could be coming to work and somebody could tell you that there's a major issue. How are you going to be able to deal with it?
Anything happen?
So you could be having that device right next to you. All it needs is a Wi-Fi connectivity. And then you could be asking it questions, and it could be answering you exactly what's actually happening in that sort of environment. So that's just an example of potential usage. This is the big one, but there's also mini ones like small ones like that in here. So imagine in a digital world, in the agile world, people do these stand-ups. How many of you here do stand-ups in your organizations? Okay, so a number of you. So imagine you have this virtual assistant helping you in the stand-ups, right? You could be doing digital stand-ups. You've got your application team, DevOps team, R&D team, and you could be asking Alexa, what happened? Which areas can I improve? Where were the most troublesome areas? And things like that. This is one potential use case for it. Another potential use case for it is, these guys obviously could be asking what really happened. And sometimes, especially if there's a major outage or major issues, could be some finger pointing, and obviously something digital like that could be helping you in getting very quick answers, objective data, rather than subjective data from the various teams coming through. He's more like the product management team, could be asking, which areas should I prioritize? What are the areas that are being most used right now? What are the areas that aren't being used at the moment? What can I actually prioritize from a roadmap perspective, from a functionality perspective, and based on the user behavior type thing. So that's another use case for it. Third use case, it could be used by obviously the exec team, saying, how's my business? Am I getting conversions? How much revenue is actually transacted? What issues impacted the most revenue, and things like that. So we're obviously teaching those skills to Davis as we go into that. As we're gathering all of this data from those digital assets in real time, by the way. This is all real-time data being sucked from the real-time transactions and real-time interactions that your user are actually doing. And then we can surface it through a very simple, humanized approach, basically, to try and give that data to the various teams. And is anyone here in marketing? Yeah, there's one person in marketing. You think about the marketing team and IT and how they actually work together. It's very, very interesting. Here's I know that I'll work very closely with our marketing guy. He's very tech savvy, by the way, marketing person. But basically, if the marketing team is running a campaign, and obviously they need to make sure, speak to the IT guys, everything is ready and available. If something isn't wrong, marketing person could be saying to obviously the IT guys, there's an issue. Saying, okay, have you raised a Jira? What is Jira? What is it? So you could be saying, what is it? Should I come upstairs? Oh, please, no, don't come upstairs. Just actually do it. I'll give you a T-shirt if you actually do that sort of thing. Just go ahead, do it. Don't tell me about it. It's your, your expertise in here. I'll do it for you if I get a T-shirt, right? So how do you get these people to actually talk together? The IT department with the marketing department. With digital, they have to actually work very closely together. It's just, there's no other way. Because things are moving really fast, and if you're running a campaign, IT guys aren't aware of it, it's going to be huge disappointments from your end customers, actually. So they have to work really together. They need a platform that has shared data with the same metrics being measured through the same approach. So anyway, I'll move on. But to be able to do this, to be able to understand this, there's 4 key things that you need. You need high quality data. You need all the data for all the users and all the time. High fidelity, because garbage in, garbage out. This analytics with the voice interaction could be absolutely garbage if I'm feeding it with rubbish data. So you need high fidelity data, good quality data. You know, you hear about big data, but big data is meaningless if it's rubbish data. Garbage in, garbage out. So you need all the right data. You also need to understand the relationships between all this data. And you don't want a human being to be able to decipher what I've just shown you earlier. It's just impossible to be able to understand the linkages between all these components. You need something that understands all the relationships and discovers it and continually discovers that relationship. And you need, as we've seen here, artificial intelligence that can suck all that data out and provide you with answers rather than just more data. You know, the idea of having more dashboards and more charts available on your screens, I think, will be long gone in the next 10 years because it's just people simply cannot cope with more charts and more data to analyze these big problems. So you need artificial intelligence, and Gartner agrees with us in that space and saying, you know, by 2020, nearly 50% will be done through artificial intelligence and voice-operated approaches. And you need something that can self-manage. You can't be telling it, yeah, there's a new system here or something over here. It needs to self-manage itself and needs to scale up and down based on this new dynamic, hyper sort of world. Right? To be able to do that, and you need ways to communicate that data. So whether it is through very simple, proactive, answer-centric dashboards or voice ops or chat ops, that's the new world basically, rather than just adding more charts and more data and having more analysts come in to actually hit the problem. Basically, you need that support and that help. So with that, I will just leave you with one thought over here towards the end. I mean, for those of you in business, all you need to do is point this to